Call me Nancy Pelosi the way I get this insider information. I traded all of Dana White's knowledge for all of my hair facial follicles, okay? Dana's going to pop out with the sexiest beard you've ever seen, but I'm about to give you the inside scoop on what you need to know. Everything is fucked. That's basically what I'm saying. Starting from the bottom up, working our way up the body that is the UFC, we're going to be fixing the biggest issue in every single division, courtesy of Uncle Feaster. Plain and simple to start with, Alejandro Pantoja needs to move up a division because he's better than everyone in this division. He's better, he's bigger, he's just as athletic, he's got great cardio, great grappling, he can move up to bantamweight, and he'll immediately be a top 6 guy. If not top 3. Super competitive, will have no issues moving up. And that frees up a really entertaining division. But no matter how entertaining the division is, it's a bad division, objectively, if there's a stagnant champion. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can have a great champion in a division. It makes a division worse if he's just so much better than everyone else. Brandon Royval versus Kai Kara-France for the belt as soon as he heads out, okay? Kai Kara-France has been pushed to the side for too long, not really respected. Great striker, getting better every single fight, shown he's an adamant grappler. He's willing to exchange with you everywhere, and he's fan-friendly. Like, if the guy wins the belt, he's got a bunch of fans, and he's got a bunch of people who hate watching him because he's a big-time character. He's going to sell pay-per-views regardless, so give him the title shot. No matter who wins, you're going to come out on top. And no matter who loses, you've got good matchups to make. You've got a bunch of guys who are either starting their prime or are still really young in this division with tons of promise. Steve Erceg is 29. Ramazan Tamirov is 28. Tatsuro Taira is like 23. I thought Taira was going to run through the whole division. So the fact that he lost to Royval is already setting up a storyline for 4 or 5 years from now. Like a Holloway Poirier situation. Like, Holloway's first fight was Poirier, and now Poirier's last fight will be Holloway. We're setting up the same thing right here. And then obviously you've got the fillers. You've got Manel Kopp. He's the really skilled guy in the division that no one likes. You've got Josh Van. He's the young guy coming up the division that everyone loves. You've got Tim Elliott and Bruno Silva. Those are your dummies, your practice guys. You can just throw them in the octagon with someone you want to push, let them get beat up for 7 minutes, get finished, and then move that guy 3 spots up the ranking. My only real thing that Dana just said, I can't fix it. Someone's going to have to do it for me. Why the fuck is Alex Perez 7th ranked? Can someone explain that one to me? Dana was a little confused himself. I think that's those AI rankings, but hey, flyweight's fixed. Bantamweight's biggest issue is not only obvious, but it's compounding. It keeps getting worse. It is very top-heavy, very Eeyore, okay? If Figueiredo would have beat Sanhagen the way Sanhagen just did him, I'm sure we'd be talking about Davison and God of War getting a title shot right now. Not only did that not happen, Petr Yan isn't fighting Umar. Petr Yan is fighting Marcus McGee? Dana literally went back on his own word already. Regardless, I called for this matchup. Not Petr Yan, but I called for Marcus McGee to get a top 4 ranked guy because he's old. He might be new to the UFC. He's not new to MMA. Dude is a veteran. Dude's body has miles. You've got to push him as hard as you can, while you have him. It's a Poetan situation, man. Petr Yan isn't the guy I wanted to see him fight. I wanted to see him fight Song Yadong, but they didn't give us that. Whoever wins this fight, a.k.a. when Petr Yan wins this fight, give Petr the title shot. The issue is you can't give Marcus McGee a title shot off beating Petr Yan because people are always like, oh, well, Petr lost to Sean. Oh, well, Petr lost, blah, 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 blah. They're always like, they try and do the MMA math of it, even though we know that doesn't work. Marcus McGee is not going to beat Petr Yan. Let's get that out of the way now because he's going to have to knock him out, and he's not going to knock out Petr. Give me that matchup. Let me get Petr for the belt when he wins. Give me Song Yadong versus Jose Aldo. Give me Kyler Phillips versus Rob Font. Okay, I need to be seeing a little bit younger, a little bit lower ranked guys fighting the higher ranks despite age, whether they deserve it or not. Because if we don't see that, we're going to see the top 4 of this division stay the top 4 of this division until they all retire. Jose Aldo's at a point in his career where he's old enough he can't really strike with Corey Sandhagen. Henry Cejudo's at a point in his career he can't grapple with Merab. Chito Vera's at a point in his career he's afraid of all four of the guys at the top. Song Yadong's looking really good right now. Marcus McGee is old. I need to see some fresh, young, dominant talent. I need to see Peyton Talbot get better. Bantamweight is looking like it's going to be in a really, really bare place for a long time. The guys are really entertaining, but the skill gap between those top 6 guys is awful. I would really like to see something mixed up. Somebody needs to do Mario Batista absolutely fucking horrendous. I need to see somebody wrestle him for 25 minutes the way he did Aldo in Brazil. So boring, dude. Such a disappointment. Bad by the referees, bad by Mario, bad by everyone. Shame on you. The featherweight division's doing great, man. There's a lot of guys here who are exactly where they need to be. I think Aljamain Sterling is a little bit low, but he's going to go up. I know in his next fight he'll be fine. And a lot of the matchups we want and need to see are naturally already happening. Diego Lopez and Yair Rodriguez damn near fought at the press conference before, what was it, 314, whatever it's called, 318, whenever he fought Volk a couple weeks ago. They almost fought before the fight. He was ready to take on Yair right there in front of the press and then go fight for the belt against Volk. That's real shit. These guys genuinely don't like each other. Real cultural beef. Give me Diego Lopez versus Yair Rodriguez for the #1 contendership. If Diego wins that fight, I've got no issue giving him another title shot. He did really good against Volk, especially for the age difference. I mean, like, Diego does not have the experience at all that Volkanovski does. So I was really impressed with him. David Onama is going to have to get fraud checked because you can't do that to my boy Giga. Give me David Onama versus Josh Emmett. That'll really show him that there's levels to this game. And thankfully, we don't have the top heaviness going on in featherweight that we see in bantamweight. You got guys like Aljamain at 9, Josh Emmett at 10, Gene Silva's just now ranked. Even you go lower down, is Dan Ige still right? Yeah, Dan Ige at 14. Calvin Kattar has looked really bad in his last couple of fights, but we know that he's a great fighter in general. We know he's really skilled, really, really tough guy. Every single person in the top 15, outside of Lerone Murphy, because I can't fucking stand him, deserves to be here. I am confused why Ilya is ranked number 3, seeing as how he is literally not coming back to the division. I figured Movsar Evloev would technically be number 1, especially since Max Holloway lost to Ilya, and Max is ranked above Ilya, and neither of them are coming back. So there's got to be someone else ranked. We're going to get 2 new guys in the rankings just based off the fact that we lost 2 featherweights. But the division's doing great. It's moving along naturally. It's got the best champion of all time. There's nothing I really need to see happen here. The issue with lightweight is the fact that I'm going to have PTSD and grief for the next 4 years. We're not going to see a lot more of Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler, even like Beneil Dariush and Grant Dawson. We're not going to see these guys. Renato Moicano is like 32. I didn't know that. We're not going to see these guys for that much longer. And not only are they great, legendary fighters, they're the most fan-friendly, the most, I'm going to say, legendary fighters. We know, like, the 155 division for the last 5 or 6 years has been at the apex of the UFC. It's had the most entertaining champions. It's had the best storylines. It's had the biggest legends, the biggest fights. It's got the most dominant champion right now. Like, 155 has been the division. And honestly, I think it's got a chance to stay that way. The new generation that we're seeing come out of 155 and come into 155 is absurd. You've got guys who are MMA veterans who are just coming into the UFC, who fans love. They've got that name value. We've got Paddy Pimblett and Benoit Saint-Denis. Even though, and like I said, these are just to sell tickets. Benoit Saint-Denis is not going to win you a championship. Benoit Saint-Denis is not going to put on an Olympic-level performance. But he's going to get punched 700 times and still be in the fight. These are things that sell fights. Moicano can get beat up for 13 straight minutes and then Darce choke someone. Rafael Fiziev can throw switch kicks for 25 straight minutes. This is the division of entertainment, and it's going to stay that way. Because if you watched my video about your favorite fighters in 5 years, Esteban Rios,
Daniel Zellhuber, Ignacio Bahamondes, and Chase Hooper are all 4 in this division. All 4 of those guys are world champion level prospects.
And watching that fight. Highly recommend staying tuned into the lightweight division because the guys coming up are phenomenal. As long as we don't match young versus young and old versus old, nothing is going to go wrong here. We're going to have to watch our legends get beat. We're going to have to watch Max Holloway eventually lose to an Ignacio, or we're going to have to watch Michael Chandler just get dog walked by Paddy Pimblett and guys of that level. We're going to see the people who've never heard of Esteban Ribovic. They're going to see him starch Beneil Dariush, and they're going to be shocked. But you're not, because you watched this video and you're tapped in. P.S. Dana, you want to do me a favor? Michael Chandler versus Dan Hooker. Make it. The way I was just glazing how lightweight division was a few years ago is welterweight division right now. You've got a great champion. You've got a couple guys who are on that same skill level as the champion. You've got your veterans who are falling off. You've got the young guys who are really solidifying their spot. And you've got everything in between. No matter what you want to see. Say you want to see the young buck versus the vet. And you want to do it out of guys who are not in that championship caliber right now. Give me Stephen Thompson and Carlos Prates. Cool. Give me Joaquin Buckley and Michael Venom Page. Michael Venom Page might actually move up to middleweight full-time. Regardless, there's so many guys in this division that fit so many categories, you almost can't go wrong matchmaking. Unless you start doing Kamaru and Colby 37. Or, like, just random matchups that no one wants to see. If you give me Gilbert Burns and Colby Covington, I'm going to be pissed. That doesn't send anyone up or down. Nobody wins that fight. It's probably going to be a boring grappling exchange just because Colby's in the octagon, and you're not going to sell any tickets off of that because both of those guys are verging retirement, so they're going to try and play it safe, okay? Keep the division electric. I think the only one I saw that I really liked was Ian Gary and Carlos Prates. They're both really young. They both had a lot to lose in that fight with even more to gain, so I didn't necessarily mind that. But in general, I'd like to see him keep it the way they have. Joaquin Buckley versus Kamaru Usman is perfect. Ian Gary versus Leon Edwards is perfect. Bilal versus whoever the fuck, I don't care, bro. That's that champion that you don't like. You have to have champions that you can't stand in the UFC, or else you wouldn't watch. You see what I'm saying? If Petr Yan and Poatan held all 8 belts, no one would watch. I would, probably, personally. But welterweight's in a great spot. Even the unranked guys, you've got some cult classics like Brian Battle and Randy Brown. They had a really nice fight. Shout out Randy Brown for his KO on Nicholas Dalby. You're Brian Battle's son, though. Don't forget it, okay? I really want to see Stephen Thompson go out on a W, so if we can match him up against one of the younger guys who are going to make him look good, you know, that'd be a win-win on both sides. Putting an unranked guy against Steven and having it be like a 3 or a 5 round decision, or Steven getting a 4th round finish, like that'd be a really good look for both guys. Steven gets to walk off with a W. You're going to be pushing somebody up the list. Vicente Luque is having a resurgence of his career. Like, I think you just let this division play out. It's no matter who wins what fight, you can keep making these matchups out of the top 20-ish guys in welterweight, and we're going to be entertained for a while. No complaints out of me. Middleweight division. Okay, bunch of drama here. This is the high school division for sure. Not skill-wise. Skill-wise, these guys are legit. These are world-class athletes. But damn, son, they cannot keep their mouths shut. Adrikis is out here making out with coaches and shit. I mean, it's just really weird. First thing I'm going to see, this man right here. Fraud check him. Jared Cannonier. 100 Jared Cannoniers versus Roman Dolidze. Roman Dolidze versus talent. Roman Dolidze versus having a job, okay? Let me explain to you guys just how useless this man is to the UFC, okay? Let's go one by one. He fought Marvin Vettori. Cool. Marvin Vettori's a nice name. Everyone knows who that guy is. Unanimous decision in a boring fight against Marvin Vettori that you barely edged out. Like, every round you won by like this much. Insanely boring fight. You go up against Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland breaks his own rib at the end of the round. You couldn't even finish him. There was like a minute left against a man with a broken rib laying on the ground, and you couldn't even finish him. So you had to pull him out in between rounds, and you give this guy the... Cool. You have the most useless 2-fight win streak of all time. What'd you do before that? You decisioned Anthony Smith. What the fuck are we talking about? Why are you ranked for beating Anthony Smith by decision? Well, it was a short notice fight. It was a catch weight of like 200 pounds because neither one of them could make weight and neither one of them were taking this serious. Delitze was dancing in the octagon, dancing, joking at Anthony to his face. I wish he would have got spinning wheel kicked by somebody in the fucking stands. What happened before that? You got abused on national TV by Nasruddin Imavov. Thank God. What did you do before that? You fought Marvin Vettori again. All you have done in the last 3 years is fight Marvin Vettori a bunch and walk into the octagon. That's it. You walk into the octagon and something happens. You walk into the octagon and you get blessed. You walked into the octagon and Anthony Smith is on the other side. That's it. None of those count. I could do those. You're useless, gang. I want you to get fraud checked hard as fuck by Jared Cannonier. I hope he breaks your jaw sincerely. Like, I want this to be a beatdown. The same way I need a bloodbath between Paulo Costa and Michelle Pereira. What the fuck are both of these guys doing? Paulo Costa and Yoel Romero invented violence in the middleweight division. And now Paulo Costa looks like he's going to be serving me some Brazilian steak at a fucking 5-star Michelin restaurant. Like, he's just some yoked dude with pomade in his hair. He's useless. I have not watched an entertaining Paulo Costa fight in years. I feel like I haven't even watched a Paulo Costa fight in years because he doesn't fight. He's super inactive. He's not who he used to be. He's not as athletic as he used to be. I personally think he should just go up to light heavyweight because he's going to miss middleweight and he's going to have to fight at catchweight again. Because that's just what he is. He's massive. And he's afraid to fight guys his size, I think, at this point. Because you've been doing this shit forever. Fight somebody. Like, fuck. We did get a big shift with the Khamzat Kaio drama because DDP was casually just like, no, I'm not injured. I'm good. So I would still like to see Kaio fight for the belt because I'm a fighting nerd. You know, what can I say? Kaio Khamzat isn't a bad idea. I'm not against it. I'd love to watch the fight. My biggest thing is that guy needs to be guaranteed the next title shot. Not, okay, well, you win this fight, now you have to fight Nasruddin Imavov. Nasruddin is only there because Izzy was so high ranked. Izzy might be 4th ranked, but he's washed, bro. We know this for a fact. If you would have stuck Kaio in there, he would have won the fight. If you would have stuck Jared in there, he would have won the fight. If you would have stuck Khamzat in there, he would have won the fight. If you would have stuck a lot of different guys in that octagon, they would have beat Izzy that night because Izzy just did not look good. He got knocked out really quick. Simple as that. And that's no hate to bro, but just like, it's okay to not be what you were. See what I'm saying? Like, Anthony Hernandez would handle you. 0 issues. I would like to see a couple of just entertainment matchups, or maybe even like grudge matchups at this point. I don't know what you want to call them. Give me Abus Magomedov versus Brendan Allen. Both of you guys put on insanely disappointing performances last time. I felt like both of you had chronic amounts of opportunities to turn the fight into your favor, and neither of you did. Looks like you're both just playing to survive out there. I need to see some killer instincts come out of one of you too. Make this a fucking a quit fight, a retirement fight, okay? You lose this fight, you're done. You're not fighting in the UFC anymore. We'll buy you out of your contract and you're gone. Bye-bye. I think that'd be cool. I think they should implement that in general, but who am I? You know, I'm just some random guy talking into a camera. That's about all I can think of. I do wish there was a really young guy just like flying through the division. I don't know how old Imavov is, but I know he's been around for a little while. 29. So he's in his prime right now. I still just don't think he is as touted as everyone believes. I'd like to see him get another fight. If it's against Khamzat, that's matchup nightmare for both guys. Pure striker, pure grappler. I know Imavov can grapple. He can't grapple like Khamzat, and Khamzat can't strike like Nasruddin. So I think it'd be a cool fight. Give me that for the number one Give me that for the number one contendership. Give me Marvin Vettori versus Accountability. Give me Jared Cannonier versus Roman Dolidze. And Ryanier de Ritter did just prove that Bo Nickel is useless. So we probably owe him a big matchup. We owe Bo Nickel like 3 rib surgeries, but I would say Renier de Ridder. Actually, Renier and Anthony Hernandez would be cool, but that's also going to completely eliminate one of them from contention. Because they're really similar fighters. And I feel like Renier is just a way better striker. So Renier de Ridder would probably... I think he'd walk all over Anthony Hernandez. I wouldn't mind seeing him Frocek Roman de Lidze. Either Renier de Ridder or Jared Cannonier. The biggest issue in the light heavyweight division is that these motherfuckers just forgot how to imitate Chuck Liddell. I think they forgot that this isn't a skills division. This is just big, wiry guys beating the piss out of each other. They totally have gotten away from the plot of that. And in order to get it back, I need to see Carlos Ulberg versus Khalil Roundtree. Yeah, you heard it. Carlos has looked like a little boy in his last couple of fights. It looks scared, looks timid, looks like he's worried to throw full power. He's like, I don't want to hurt this guy. Nah, dude, you're worried to get countered. You know you're not on the same level as these guys. The Jan Blachowicz fight, I love Jan. Jan is literally my guy in light heavyweight, but it was a boring fight. I wish you could have put no winner, draw, whatever, but it was a 3-round fight, so someone had to take it. Didn't enjoy it. You can't fight like that, especially not whenever you're going up against legends, especially not when you're going up against someone you're way more athletic than. You can't have a boring performance. Give me Khalil Roundtree by murder in the second round, okay? And like I said, it's not that these guys are bad. It's not that these fights aren't good matchups. They're just forgetting who they are. You guys need to be doing Chuck Liddell impressions every minute you're in the octagon, okay? 1 overhand per minute minimum in the contract, okay? I don't care. They got to sign it. On top of that, we were just talking about Jan. Jan is 43 years old. For the love of God, let him win his next fight. Please let him win his next fight and just walk away. Give him Bogdan Guskov. I've never seen a worse-looking ranked fighter. Bogdan Guskov genuinely looks like he forgot what he was doing in the octagon. Doesn't look like he's fighting. Doesn't look like he's surviving. Doesn't look like he's good at defense. He just starts breathing heavy and standing tall. I don't know how he wins fights. He has no finishing ability. He's just got some random big-ass shoulders. Doesn't even look like he's throwing punches. He just sort of flails around. He's just got hammers duct taped to the end of his fucking shoulders. I mean, awful stamina, awful striking, awful on the mic. I don't even know that he's spoken a word in the UFC. I want to see Bogdan get annihilated. And I only match him up with Jan because I need to see Jan win a fight before he retires. If I watch Jan go on a Tony Ferguson run, I'm going to go on a Chris Benoit run. And one of these matchups wrote themselves, man. You want to talk about a pseudo-ranking? This man hasn't won a fight in like 17 years. Not even joking. You go down here. Who did you fight last? You fought Magomed Ankalaev in the NF24. Cool, you lost. Respect. You fought Magomed Ankalaev. I can't be mad at you. What'd you do before that? You fought Yuri just a few months before. Cool. You got annihilated. What'd you do before that? You fought Jan Blachowicz a full 2 years prior. You got annihilated. What did you do before that? You won a fight a full year before that. You haven't won a fight in almost 5 years. 5 years since a win. And there's only 5 guys in the world better than you? Fuck no. Absolutely the fuck not. Alexander Rakic does not beat Khalil Roundtree. He does not beat Dominic Reyes. He does not beat Volkan Oezdemir. I don't even know that he beats Johnny Walker and Nikita Krylov. Like, you're just not good. He's 6'5" and stupid athletic, like 0% body fat, super cut dude. Congratulations, go fucking model. You don't have to get in the octagon and get beat the fuck up for a living. Especially when you're bad at it. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Regardless, light heavyweight is an entertaining division because of the matchups you can make. They just all try and fight safe, or they randomly try and turn into grapplers when they shouldn't. The matchups are fine. They're just fighting too safe. I need to see concussions, orbital fractures, okay? And I need to see Magomed Ankalaev jump off a bridge. Real short and simple, real easy. Strip John Jones. Push Taliesin Teixeira through the fucking roof. Make Alexander Volkov versus Tom Aspinall for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. And give me Derek Lewis versus Tai Tuivasa 2. Tell me I didn't just cook. Tell me I didn't just cook. I've also got an optional thing. I would like to see Johnny Walker go to the heavyweight division. He's 6'6", super athletic. The guy clearly carries a lot of muscle and has to cut weight to fight at light heavyweight. Just get big. You don't have to worry about the cardio at heavyweight. They all suck. Johnny probably has better cardio than most of them anyway. So just go for it. Who are you going to lose to? Shamil Gaziev? Mick Parkin? No, dude, you got that. Go flying knee them right now. Go double flying knee them. Go hit a rolling thunder on them, bro. Are you kidding me? They're so uncoordinated and have so much less athleticism than you. I think Johnny could just fuck around and have a random streak at heavyweight. Not like he's going to win the belt or anything, but it's not like he's going to do that at light heavyweight. So what do you have to lose finding out? Nah, man. I just feel like heavyweight, these guys are just avoiding each other. And it's not all of their faults. It just ladders down from the fact that Jon Jones won't fight Tom Aspinall. Therefore, we don't want to have Tom Aspinall fight any random motherfucker or anybody on the planet because that's our champion if Jon Jones goes out. Or that's our champion if he beats Jon Jones. So you got to make sure he stays looking good. But you can't give Ciryl Gane a good fight. He went up against Volkov, and I don't care about that scorecard. I don't care what that picture says. He lost to Volkov. He looked scared. He looked timid. He didn't look sharp. He looked like his cardio was awful. It was bad officiating. Easily should have stood those guys up 2 or 3 more times. Bad look. I need to see Ciryl Gane fight down. He's going to have to fight Sergey Spivak or Marcin Tybura. Someone he's obviously going to beat, but you got to punish him. You got to give him a low fight purse and a bad, unentertaining fight because what the fuck were you doing against Volkov? Heavyweight's not super entertaining, and a lot of times you don't see new heavyweights. You just see guys come to heavyweight from smaller divisions. That's why I say we need to push Taliesin Teixeira through the fucking ceiling. He showed up, murdered one of the Tafa brothers, give him the next Tafa brother in his next fight, and then immediately just give him like a 15th ranked guy. He'd beat Mick Parkin right now. Guaranteed Taliesin Teixeira off his couch beats Mick Parkins off a training camp. Dead serious. Dead serious, not even joking. But I just need new heavyweights. Like, there's only so much you can do with Jon Jones not fighting anyone, with Tom Aspinall not being allowed to fight anyone, with your number 1 ranked guy outside of those two being Ciryl Gane having an awful performance, and right below him is Volkov, who deserves a title shot, has been pushed to the side his whole career, and is a super fan favorite. You give me Volkov versus Tom Aspinall for the Undisputed Championship with Jon Jones in the crowd, I guarantee you that's 1 million buys. I guarantee you that's a sold-out arena. I guarantee you people are interested in the heavyweight division again if you strip Jon Jones. 1, he might just go around fighting random people that we want to see him fight. Or 2, he might decide, fuck it, I do want to fight Tom Aspinall. Put that gold on the line, big boy. Like, I don't get it. Regardless, I'm going to go put Dana in a Darce choke and get my beard back. Going to stick all this information out there for you guys. You can all use it. Remember to go watch my videos. Remember to go subscribe, like, comment. I love you guys. Keep fighting your battles. Peace.